ultimately be called a flagrant foul. Not that I agree with that's how it should be interpreted, but these officials are given strict guidelines about wind-up, impact, and follow-through. He brushed him across the face.
It's the exact word, brushed him. But there is a little wind-up involved in it.
Yeah, and there is a follow-through, but
You're going for the ball. That's the hard. Are you truly with that hand trying to get to the ball? You can't judge where he's going to move it to.
And I'm glad I'm wrong that they didn't judge. This is why I like Monty McCutcheon as an official. It was borderline. I think some less experienced officiating crews would have made that a flagrant foul call, but no one wants to see that type of impactful call in this type of game.
They had said flagrant at first and came over, reviewed it, brought it back to a common foul. I mentioned earlier James broke his nose, wore the mask for a couple of games after Sergeant Baca hit him across the nose in Oklahoma City. And James takes it down to 34 points on the night. Now has that cotton roll in his nose as he takes the second. And the lead is 3. 14 of 15 at the line for James. 35 of the Miami 72. One of those get-on-my-back type games. The man trying to do the unprecedented in the NBA with a 5th MVP in 6 years. Scola. Threw it was short. Couldn't chase it down as Lewis was boxing about. James attacks from the top, right at Hibbert. Big contact. Hibbert took the worst of it. It's a foul on James. And Hibbert is the one who's shaken up.
James attacks, Hibbert goes up.
Gets with the elbow across the chin, and Hibbert's still down as Josh Corbel, the athletic trainer for the Pacers, is out to look at him.
And that's got to be looked at as a flagrant foul, just to see if there's enough to call it flagrant.
And now the fans here wanting that same treatment, and the 3 officials come over as Hibbert, woozy as he took that elbow right across the chin, able to get up. The ruling on the floor was just a common foul, so they'll take a look to see if it's a flagrant, and the medical staff will continue to evaluate.
You're comfortable here. It's where you email, shop, even bank. But are you too comfortable? These days, crime can happen in a few keystrokes. American Express can help protect you with intelligent security that learns your spending patterns and can alert you to an unusual charge instantly, so you can be a member of a more secure world. This is what membership is. This is what membership does.
Throughout his life, pint-sized point guard Nate Robinson has always taken on big things. He's never been intimidated by big things. In fact, he embraced them. So for Nate Robinson, taking down Taco Bell's biggest, most ultimate steak taco was no big deal. But you are not Nate Robinson. The new XXL Steak Crispy Taco with double the steak and a double XL shell. Regular size for Nate Robinson, double XL for you.
You have one responsibility. Stay alive. The next age of man began with you.
Why send us down after 97 years?
The Ark is dying.
Here, there are no laws.
The 100 Elite Series tonight at 9, 8 Central on the CW.
A very physical NBA Wednesday presented by State Farm. Back in Indianapolis with Jeff Van Gundy and Israel Gutierrez, Mike Tirico. It's the Heat leading by 3. We've had multiple reviews of fouls. This LeBron James elbow across the chin of Roy Hibbert. Let's take a real speed look at the impact of the massive change and the head bobbing back from Hibbert. The officials review and make it a flagrant 1. Hibbert, who was on his way back to the locker room, comes back out. He apparently bit his tongue and was bleeding in that mouth area, so he's going to come to the line. And this is the first free throw.
Big call, though. Big call. I think called correctly, though, as far as the flagrant.
Hibbert splits the pair. Israel Gutierrez.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, Roy Hibbert, you can tell he's bleeding from his tongue pretty profusely and was sent back to the locker room. But as soon as they ruled a flagrant foul, it was kind of a funny moment, actually. David West just sprinted full speed to the back to make sure he can go get Hibbert because you have to shoot those free throws, Mike.
It's an interesting situation, Israel. Obviously the hit, and then you saw him get up and then go back down. With all the sensitivity, and rightly so, for concussions and protocol, and with being a flagrant foul, it would be prudent to have somebody else shoot the free throws in that situation before he can get assessed. In any case, George on the step back is short, and Anderson the rebound for Miami.
See, I agree with you. I think if it's a flagrant foul and a guy is hurt, he shouldn't have to shoot his free throws so he can come back into the game.
The way the rule has read. Wade, lob for James, well read by Mahimi, who now has to play a bigger role. Wade stepped out of bounds before he knocked down the shot. And on the turnover, it will go to Indiana. Jeff, just the physical nature, the contact at the basket, even on the basic screens.
He wasn't out. He thought he was out.
Yeah, absolutely not.
That's a missed call, a 3. But you're right. This is playoff basketball.
George attacks Anderson. He goes down in a heap. It's deflected out. Last touch by Chalmers of Miami. Now Monty McCutcheon will come down to Mark Hyatt, and it will go the other way. It's heat ball.
There have been so many plays at the basket with this verticality rule. It's incredible the amount of contact. And this is being refereed so much differently over the past 3 or 4 years than it used to be.
The verticality call?
Yes. It was always the same interpretation, but it wasn't, the officials didn't give the benefit of the doubt to the defense. It always went to the offense.
ISO, James, on George. Paul George ducked it away. Stevenson with score sprinter. Back it out. Use the screen. George for 3, and the lead. Anderson didn't touch it, and it's heat ball. David West back in for Scola. Leading apparently stopped. You look at the back. The little bar restaurant area is right past the Pacer locker room, and Hibbert will come out of the tunnel to our left and back to the Indiana bench. A great first quarter with 13 points, limited 6. As Wade is off the mark, it's rebounded by Indiana. David West at Lewis. Mahimi pitched it out to Paul George as we hit the 7-minute mark. George, nice dribble, got to the basket, hit from behind in fact. And he fell on his right elbow.
What a crossover dribble as George went at Chris Anderson. The improved level of his ball handling.
Paul George coming to the line. Roy Hibbert checking back in. Here's the reaction. Stevenson helping lead the cheers. George has 23. We're all even at 72. Under 7 minutes left. George contacts James at the top. For all the reviews and all the bumps and all the blood, each team with 2 team fouls in the fourth quarter.
The competitive nature of both teams has risen to where they need to get to for the playoffs. This game is very good for both teams. So too will be the rematch.
They'll be up 2 weeks from Friday in Miami. Heat haven't scored a field goal in 5 minutes. Boss tries to change it. Nothing. Miami's only scored 4 points in the first half of this fourth quarter. George is trapped. He's troubled. Finds Stevenson. Extra pass Hill. Slow battles Russ and lost. Pacer ball. Wade falls down. Stevenson dribbled in.
I thought Stevenson should have taken the first available open shot. He was wide open.
Posting on Wade. Stevenson scores. First field goal for either team in 3.5 minutes. Wade baseline drive found by Stevenson. Fans all rise. You could hear the whistle there for a moment.